Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of T-Mania Show. I am the T. This is a different little setup I got going on right now. Doing some moving around. Um, it's WrestleMania weekend. Night one of WrestleMania happened last night. I am going to talk about it. Um, you gotta forgive my appearance. It's early in the morning. I have not washed my face. I have not moisturized. I have not done none of that. None of that. And I am still dealing with a hangover from last night because WrestleMania was the shit. And here is my review on it. It's probably gonna be a short video. I always say that, but it always end up being kind of long. Okay, night one of WrestleMania. First of all, it was so good to see that the crowd was back. Hair in the chairs. I think some of it might have been piped in for certain things. I think when Hogan came out, that was definitely piped in. But other than that, is the live crowd, seeing the fans' reactions was great, you know. So it started off with Vince. He came out with the roster. They was on stage and he was talking about how good and how great it was to see everyone back, you know, after a whole year or so of, you know, working out of the performance center and other places and stuff. So being in front of a live crowd, doing it for them, that was great, you know. And this was a good feeling. This was a good way to start it off with everyone together on the stage, Vince included. And he was the perfect person to do this announcement. This was followed up by I'm not familiar with the singer, but she sung "America the Beautiful." It was a unique take on it. It wasn't bad, you know. You know. After this, we get into the video package, and the video package of WrestleMania is similar to how last year's WrestleMania video package was, which was pirate theme. This one also was pirate theme, but they switched it up a little bit. After the video package end, they went to I think it was Michael Cole and Samoa Joe, and it started raining, and everyone started putting on, you know, their ponchos and stuff like that, and it was crazy. It started raining, so they had to improvise. So what they did was they went backstage, and everybody was doing some backstage promos, and this included promos from Shane McMahon, talking about Braun, followed up by MVP and Bobby Lashley, which was great and intense. While they was talking, Drew McIntyre came up, and Drew and Bobby was going at it verbally, and Bobby and MVP walked away, while Drew, who was visually, like, he was very emotional about the fact that he was like, you know, I was a champion for a whole year. I didn't do it in front of fans, and now it's my chance to do it in front of fans. And it's Rain is doing it. Well, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna wrestle in the rain. I'll wrestle backstage if I have to. And I thought that was pretty cool. Him saying that and how he interacted that with the announcer, that was good too. Just followed up with a promo from who more backstage promos, like Promo Mania. This followed up with a promo from the New Day. All three of them was there. So we got like Woods, we got Kofi, and we got Big E. All was there, and it was funny. It was hilarious, you know. After their reunion, we had a couple of other people came who all did promos too, and these unscripted promos were great. These was this, I don't know what's going on, like when they do their shows, their tape shows, but the stuff they was doing here, just off the top of their head, they should have them do that, you know. I think they should do that. Anyway, after all those great promos, we finally start the show off, and first comes out Titus O'Neil, and then comes Hulk Hogan. They basically said, "Welcome to WrestleMania," blase blase blase. It was okay. And first match of the night is Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE World Championship. WWE World Championship. This match was great. This was a fun match. I was a little worried about how it was going to go, but it was great. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of power moves going on from both guys, especially like Bobby. At one point, Drew did, what's his finisher called? One of his finishers, the Future Shock DDT. He did the Future Shock DDT 3 times in a row. Bobby got out them Jones, and he put him in Drew inside a hurt lock. And after he put him inside a hurt lock, it was lights out. this was a good match. It was a good opener. I am happy for Bobby Lashley. Okay, I'm happy that he retained. Um, it is 4 out of 5 stars. Backstage, we have a segment with the NWO and Titus O'Neil. So we got Kevin Nash, X-Pac, Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan, and Titus, and Bayley shows up. I like Bayley. She should be on this Mania. But she shows up and she tries to get a too sweet from everybody. But no one wants to give her a too sweet except for X-Pac. He gives her a too sweet, so cool. After this, we have the #1 contender match for the women's tag team title. And out first is Naomi and Lana versus Billy and Carmella. After that, we have who got eliminated? I think Naomi and Lana did. Naomi doesn't need to be with Lana. Just saying that right now. No one needs to be with Lana. No offense to Lana, but after that we have Dana and Mandy. After that we have Tamina and the Riot Squad. And then after that we have Tamina and Natalya. Tamina and Natalya wanted Tamina. I think y'all know by now how much I feel about Tamina. So they won it. So tonight, Sunday night, they get to go against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I'm happy for Tamina, and I hope her and Natalya get the WrestleMania moment. I really do. Okay. After that, we have Seth Rollins versus Cesaro, and I think this is like a remix of Seth's old music and new music together. This was great. This was a great match. Both these guys got a great reaction from the crowd as they came out, and a great reaction from the crowd during the match. Okay. Oh wait, did I give it a? Oh, going back. Sorry about this. The #1 contender match with the tag titles. I get that 2 out of 5 stars. Anyway, back to Seth and Cesaro. Listen, so this was a great match. This was some exciting moves. Both guys was doing some great stuff doing it. Cesaro was showing his strength, and Seth was just showing how versatile he really is. But Seth is fucking great. He did this corkscrew splash from the top rope. I'd never seen nothing like that before. And of course, Cesaro, he did the spin the first time. The first time I think he went around 11 times, right? So after that, Cesaro did an airplane spin, and the airplane spin was on his head with no hands. Cesaro is crazy strong. He looks way stronger than what he is. Like I said, this was a great match. Eventually, towards the end, when it was time for the finisher, it was Cesaro who got a hold of Seth and spent him 23 times in a row. Spent, swing, 23 times in a row, followed up by that neutralizer. I'm happy for him because he won this. This was a fun and great match. I'm so happy for him. He has his WrestleMania moment. I give this 4 out of 5 stars. Okay. Okay, so backstage, the Dirty Dogs are talking to Kayla about the tag team title match that they won on this past Friday. Then we show New Day, the New Day with Big E. Big E gives an entrance for them. He goes, "All right, guys, you got to show them why you are the best tag teams," and then he goes back. So the New Day makes their way down style. They got their hair done a little differently. This week they got them all braided. They look a little different. I thought Xavier cut his hair. It won't look like anyway. So after that, AJ and Amos comes out. AJ had a great reaction. He had a great reaction from the crowd. So during this match, the New Day, they were talking a lot of shit during the match, and they kept AJ off. They kept him away from Amos and everything, and they was kind of wrestling like hells, and I kind of don't like them doing that because I'm so used to them as being babyface. I know they started off as faces, then they turned hells, and their greatest run was them as bad guys, but I haven't seen them wrestle like that since they was hells, and I didn't care for that. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of rooting for AJ and Amos for this. And plus, you know, this would be AJ's first tag title in WWE. AJ finally made the hot tag to Amos, and once he made it, Amos was wrecking shit. He was tossing Kofi and Xavier around. He was feeling himself. You know, it was a fun little match. I mean, not really special about it, but it was good to see that AJ finally got as a Grand Slam champion in the WWE, and I'm happy that Amos he debuted it in WrestleMania. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. Okay, so after this, they showed a clip of WWE 2K22 with Rey Mysterio and Cesaro, and you know what? It looks good, but they all look good. You know, 2K20 looked good and played like crap, and uh, I don't know. I'm just hoping that this is gonna be a good game. Okay, so after that is Shane versus Braun in a steel cage match. Strowman, he came out to a massive, massive cheer. Like it was. He also came out to all this smoke. I guess that's supposed to be like an indication, like the train stuff. So he came out to like smoke everywhere. Like he came out and he looked great. He looked super strong. Then Shane came out before Braun got into the cage. Um, he was attacked by Elias and what's that guy name? Riker, and they hit him a little bit when he got his legs. Okay, so I said before that this should have been a short match. This is what I said in a video prior, but it was actually pretty good back and forth between these two. You know, Shane was doing all his Shane stuff, jumping off this, jumping off of that, hit him and everything. Braun didn't get too much offense until like towards the end. Okay, but it was good. So there was this part where Shane climbed to the top of the cage, and when he climbs to the top of the cage, Braun and figure it out. Braun grabs him and then he rips the cage. Rips the cage. Pulls Shane back inside of it. Boom, boom, boom. And then he puts Shane on top of the cage. And then he throws Shane off the top of the cage. It was the sickest shit I've seen in a minute. Like he literally threw him from the top of the cage, got like what, 15, 20 feet? I don't know, but it was pretty high. I was like, oh shit, I think Shane is dead. This followed up with Braun doing his running powerbomb slam on him, and he won. You know, entertaining match. I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Okay, so Bailey came out after this. Let me take a second here. So Bailey came out and she's right there with Michael Cole and everybody, and you know, she basically helps them announce the Hall of Famers, which was cool to see everybody come out, even though I feel maybe some of them shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Bella Twins. Bella Twins. They shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, but it is what it is. Okay, so after this, we have Booker T comes out, and he's with the gang, the announcers, and all these bunnies started hopping out. All these guys dressed up as bunnies started hopping out, and they made their way to the ring. So I'm like, okay, this gotta be for Bad Bunny. Booker T definitely said this is definitely for Bad Bunny, blah blah blah, and everything. So but it wasn't for him. It was for The Miz and Morrison, and they came out rapping their song "Hey Hey Hop Hop," which was deaf to the crowd. It was funny when I seen it on Raw, but the crowd made no reaction to this. So there goes my theory that they pumping in chairs or pumping in booze. But yeah, it was like death when they got inside here. But Miz and Morrison, they look pretty cool. Okay, followed up by Damian Priest. He came out, and I don't know what little girl he is letting braid his hair and dress him. But this is crazy because we got pink and purple, or purple, whatever the case it is, inside his hair, and with the purple pants, like the light hot pink pants. I don't know. It wasn't a tough guy good look. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it fits his character. Not to me, it doesn't. But he came out, followed by Bad Bunny, who came out on his truck. On top of the truck, came out to a song. Great ovation from the crowd. Bad Bunny really impressed me last night. He was doing it all. He was doing hair karanas. He was jumping off of shit. He was doing reversals. At one point, he did a Canadian destroyer on the outside. Like, big ups to Shane. I'm not Shane, I'm sorry. Big ups to Miz and Morrison and Damien and everyone else who's been working with him, because Bad Bunny did a great job last night. I was very impressed with how Bad Bunny was. I was impressed with all these guys because they all did a good job. But I was very impressed how Bad Bunny was last night. This was a fun match. This was a really fun match. At one point, Bunny and Priest did a double Falcon Arrow on both the guys. Like, psh, great shit, good shit, good shit. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Okay, so now we get down to the main event of WrestleMania. Okay, the main event of WrestleMania: Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This was an emotional match. It started off emotional. Both these beautiful, talented sisters were in the ring, and they both started tearing up and choking. This is the first time, Michael Cole has said this too, this is the first time that 2 African American black women main evented WrestleMania. And I know WrestleMania is 2 nights, but they main evented this WrestleMania night 1. Okay, this is huge. This is very important. And seeing them, they earned that. They earned it. They both deserved it. They both been killing it. Both of them. Okay. Once the emotions started wearing down, they started going at it. Like, boom. Like Sasha was doing her thing. Sasha's good. Sasha's good at everything. Like technical, high flying, submissions. She's good, you know. Bianca is good at power moves and high flying and things of that nature. So these women worked well together. You could tell that they've been rehearsing with one another because everything came across so smooth, so smooth. At one point, Sasha Banks jumps from out the ring while Bianca's outside. Bianca catches her midair and then walks her up the stairs and then throws her back into the ring. It was a sight to see. There were some sloppy parts during the match with Bianca, on Bianca's part. You know, she is still a rookie at some point, you know, but she's gonna get better and better. But everything else she did was impressive as a fuck. It was extremely impressive. You know, these to me, this is what the women's main event championship should have looked like a few years ago with Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte. You know, because the crowd was really into this. I don't feel that the crowd was into that one. You know, I'm not being biased. I'm just saying. So anyway, Sasha is working the midsection of Bianca, you know, and Bianca is basically just still tossing her around. So at some point, it feels like Sasha's going to win this. That's what I'm thinking. I think Sasha's going to retain. Sasha keeps grabbing Bianca's hair, you know, that long braid she got, and she's using it for this and she's using it for that. Then Bianca finally gets the braid. When she gets the braid, she starts whipping Sasha right across the stomach and shit. She starts whipping her and everything. And that's when I know it's gonna be towards the end. Bianca has great ring awareness. Like I said before, she's still a little green with certain things, but she does have great ring awareness. Once Sasha hits her, Bianca hits her with what do you call that, the KOD. Once she hits her with the KOD, she goes for that 450 splash, and she goes right from the top and lands right on her. 1, 2, 3. Bianca wins, and it was such a great moment. It was such a great moment for her. It was such a great moment for both these women and the fans. Everybody was cheering EST. They were cheering Sasha too, but they were cheering EST, and it was so great. There's a clip that's out there of I believe it's Sasha, and the camera is supposed to be off her, but somebody took a shot of her, and she is smiling at Bianca, holding her stomach, but she is still smiling. You know, it was good stuff. I gave that one 4 out of 5 stars. 4 out of 5 stars. You know, um, this was a good WrestleMania. I'm seeing. I think a night 2 is probably gonna top this, but this was good. Okay. Anyway, that was my review for it. Um, I have a slight hangover. That's why I'm talking a little low. But this was a good WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to tonight. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment, share, all that jazz. Talk to you later.